Anyway, podcast back for another episode. I can't believe our lead story on this podcast is about a guy named Liver King. I feel like this might be the bottom. I feel like sometimes we do this show and we're like, this is great. We're making a difference. And other times we do the show, we think, what are we doing? This would be one of the latter. Liver King in jail over his threats to Joe Rogan. I have video to share with you. I don't know what's going on with this man's belly button, but it is alarming and disgusting. And I am ready to put Liver King on the deportation list. Iranian intel leaks. What is going on with the United States of America taking out the nuclear facilities and then leaked information coming out to the CNN and the New York Times? We'll go over that. Plus, maybe the most shocking thing out of all that has happened in the last week or so, the Scarlett Johansson kiss. I'm calling this the Scar Joe kiss heard around the world. She kissed a dude that was not her hubby. And do you know what Arnold Schwarzenegger's biggest payday was? He recently revealed this. The movie that he made the most money on. Gather up your guesses and get ready to share it on this episode. Hello to everybody in the live chat. It's so nice to see all the beautiful people. Christella, Debbie Nolan, Miss Justice. Love to everybody here. I would love to talk to you all individually, but we have important topics to get to, such as what's going on with the Liver King. I don't know if we've ever spoken about the Liver King before. He's kind of a well-known social media star. I feel like he's gotten in trouble for doing stupid stuff, but I can't even remember. He's got 2.9 million followers on Instagram and a belly button larger than his Instagram following. I mean, when you think about how gross belly buttons are, this guy has the most disgusting belly button I've ever seen. On the Mount Rushmore of disgusting belly buttons, he has all 4 locations. He's got all 4 spots in the Mount Rushmore of disgusting belly buttons. When you think, what's the most disgusting, gross, vomit-inducing belly button I've ever seen, you can't even think of another one outside of this guy's belly button because it's so vile and disgusting. I can't even tell you the amount of gross, disgusting things I'd rather look at than this guy's belly button. It is truly vile and horrific. Let's bring up his Instagram and we'll share one of the videos that actually got this whole ball rolling with his threats to Joe Rogan. Long story short of it was he started 2 days ago just poking Joe Rogan, threatening him, talking about wanting to fight him. And then he actually got in a car and started driving towards Austin, Texas, where Joe Rogan lives, while recording more videos talking about what he was going to do to him when he got there. So authorities were obviously called. They reached out to Joe Rogan. They told him what was going on. Joe said, I don't know what this guy is, and I don't know what he's capable of. Yes, I feel a little threatened if he's moving towards where I live. And they found him and they placed him under arrest. Class B misdemeanor charges according to police records, but he was, I think it was like terroristic threats or something like that he was booked for. Not the exact, terroristic threats, not the kind of thing that you want, on your rap sheet. I mean, I guess you don't really want anything on a rap sheet, but kind of a weird thing to have in the mix here. All right, so there is Liver King, and just look at that video, which I'll play in a second, of him with the wolf's hat on. He's got a wolf's hat on. That reminds me of that other dick who stormed the Capitol. Remember that guy? What was he called? The boss something? What do they call him? The guy at the Capitol. Remember, he was wearing the big ridiculous thing. That's not this guy. It's a different guy. But same level of douchebaggery if we're ranking douchebags. But just look at that belly. Okay, this is a grown man with oversized muscles wearing a wolf hat, and I can't take my eyes off of how disgusting his belly button is. This is the grossest thing I've ever seen. He looks like he has a flesh version of BB-8 coming out of the middle of his stomach. I can't take it. It is so fucking gross. I feel his belly button is so bulbous and vile that I feel like if I shook his stomach, I could ask it a question and an answer would float to the top like those old 8-ball things. Whatever happened to those? I feel like once Spencer Gifts went out of business, people they stopped making those things. That was all that they had at Spencer Gifts. The QAnon shaman. Thank you, Christella. That's what I couldn't think of. Well, if I didn't have you guys there as a memory, I wouldn't have anything. Oh my God. Just look, I don't even want to make that larger because I'm afraid if anybody's watching this episode on YouTube, like on their VR, here's a warning to you. I'm about to make that larger. Make sure you're sitting because I feel like, you know, you might knock you into the next room. You know what I'm saying? Paul's funny. Who hasn't threatened Joe Rogan? He did go through a little bit of a tough time there where like nobody liked him. Well, I think he's still kind of going through that because he put Trump on his show. People don't like that. People do not like that. I don't know why this guy is even called the Liver King. I think, is it because he just eats liver? I feel like he should be called the disgusting belly button king. The gross, that thing is so, I don't even know. Like, could you imagine? There would be moon-sized lint coming out of that fucking belly button. It's so goddamn big. I just can't even. This was the wrong show to eat just prior to Miss Justice. I apologize. Maybe we should put some sort of a warning when we're going to have Liver King on, just to tell you how disgusting it all is.
Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King. Man to man. I'm picking a fight with you. Yeah. I have zero training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle me.
I don't even. There's guns. Oh, I didn't even realize he has guns. I didn't even know what that was. I thought that was like a Star Wars toy. That looks like a gold-plated gun. Maybe it's a blowtorch. I don't even know. I don't even fucking know. This guy's whacked out of his friggin' mind. He's just crazy. Just look at him. Just look at this weirdo.
I'm here tomorrow or the day after. Because I'm here all week. I don't know if you heard. Rogan versus Liver King. Period. COM. All week. This week.
I don't like playing. I don't see. To me, this guy's mentally ill, and I don't really like exposing mentally ill people. Like, that's why we left Kanye alone. Like, we gotta leave Kanye alone. He's just mentally ill. The guy needs to be in a padded room. You know, so does this guy. I don't even know. And who do they have? Is this his arrest?
Hey, okay, perfect.
Should we go separate or do we have? Okay, so what did they say?
They listen. Just take this with a grain of salt. But
You know what's weird? There's always, with these fucking psychopaths, there's always a pretty girl. I don't understand what happens in the, like, even Kanye, that Bianca, whatever, Sensiori, whatever. Be a beautiful girl with that fucking psychopath. I did read a story. I did pass on this though, that he wanted her to wear some, I think it was one of the see-through things or whatever, and she didn't want to do it, and he paid her $100,000 and then she did it. That's kind of a weird marriage, you know. It's kind of weird to be like, I'll give you $100,000, you know.
they assured me he's gonna be in and out.
Yeah.
It's like we got to process
I don't
you.
know. Is this the Liver King?
We're talking
I don't
probably
even.
24
I
hours.
know of the Liver
24
King.
hours.
I don't
Maybe
know
first
anything
thing
about
tomorrow
him.
when he sees the judge.
He's driving me crazy, to be honest with you. I think if you arrest a guy with that belly button, it's your duty and responsibility as a country to keep him behind bars so that nobody ever has to look at that bulbous distraction ever again. The Liver King's belly button is so large, it looks like he has Joe Rogan coming out of his stomach, like the alien in Alien. Like that, just that belly button is so fucking gross. It looks like that little alien in Spaceballs is going to come flying out of his stomach. You know what I'm saying? If you're married to a huge asshole and they get arrested, isn't that relief? Why would you go? What do you talk to Liver King about? Like when him and her plunk down on the couch at the end of the day, the end of a busy day of threatening podcast personalities. What do you think they discuss? Do you think she brings up, hey, maybe we should get that thing cut off your fucking stomach so nobody has to look at it? I haven't been able to keep a dinner down in 20 years. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. How does this guy have fun? Oh, there he is. Okay. He's got a vest on. Vests are just not. Again, what freako weirdo store is everybody going to get these like military gear things? You notice this with the protesters too. It's like they all wear it's like they go to a store and just go, give me the fucking, I live in my parents' basement, but I'm protesting things I don't understand outfit. That's what I want. Sign me up for one of those. It comes with like a little mask. It comes with a weird fucking vest thing that carries. What are you carrying? Why do you need so many pockets in the vest? What do you have on you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You remember Blues Traveler? Remember John Popper? He had that vest with like all the harmonicas. That was the last guy that needed a vest. And I'm not going to lie to you. And I love the man, but it feels like 30 harmonicas is a bit much. It's a bit much. I think 2 can get you through a whole show. I've seen that man play 3 times. I never seen him pick up more than 1 harmonica. That's a lie. He does use a lot. I actually got a chance to talk to him once, and I got to introduce him twice. He did not remember me at the time, which was a bit of an ego hurt. But I got to talk to him. He showed me like he had like a case with all his harmonicas, and he's like, yeah, I remember like he had a case, and I was like, are those your harmonicas? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you want to see it? And he opened it up, and to me, it was like the scene in Pulp Fiction when Travolta opens the case and that gold glow just hits his face. That's what it felt like when I got to look at John Popper's harmonica case. And I said, like, I'm like, why do you have so many? He's like, oh, they're all in different keys. They're all pitched differently. He's like, so depending on what song I play, I go pick them up and I just, play them. I'm like, damn, that's so fucking cool. That was a cool moment. That was one of those moments that I was lucky to be where I was. And look at where it got me, staring at Liver King's fucking disgusting belly button. Gross.
I wouldn't take that with me.
Is this like a publicity stunt? Does he know you think people like this know they can just do these things and they'll get arrested for a couple hours and then they'll plea out of it and then that'll be the end of it? You think this is all like planned and plotted? I don't know. Are you guys in the live chat talking about something else, or are you describing his belly button as a portable nuclear device? I'm just asking. Just asking for a friend. I'd just like to know that. Why you want to give it a run around? It's weird. There's some of those 90s bands that were so huge, and now they're like playing like really small places, which I get. There's like a little bit of a downturn, but you'd think that they would still be able to like bring it in, like to really like bring the people. Actually, I just remembered a time that Cuddles and I. Oh, did you see the Blues Traveler with me at West Hampton, or was that? Yeah, I think that was Alan. All right. Yeah, I just remembered another time I got to see them. They're fucking great. You know who else is good from the 90s that I can't get enough of? I loved them back in the day, but I now love them even more. Gin Blossoms. They're so good. Found Out About You. I can't turn that off when that comes on. That pops up on the Spotify. I'm not skipping forward. That's a good fucking song. And to me, it's like a fall song. Does anybody else feel seasons in a song? Let me know in the live chat. There are some songs where I'm like, oh, that's a fall song. That's a summer song. I mean, it's easy when there's like summer in the title, But there's some songs that just feel so, seasonal. Found Out About You feels like a fall song to me. Go see Gin Blossoms though. They're pretty good. They're still rocking. They're still doing great. I think, was it Jim Blossoms and Blues Traveler that did like a crossover on Kimmel a couple of nights ago, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's hope that they arrest this guy for good one day, because Lord knows we don't need to see Liver King's fucking disgusting belly button any further. I don't know what I hate more, his belly button or Meghan Markle. It's close. I'm not going to lie. It's close. Both of them are very off-putting and putrid. One's not deceiving. That would be the belly button. The belly button is very obvious. It's not deceiving whatsoever. Heading on over to the Iran intel leaks topic. This is kind of getting everywhere. So CNN and the New York Times got some I don't even know what you would call it. Like not high level, like they don't have a lot of confidence in the quote that the early assessment in the nuclear strikes did not destroy their nuclear capabilities. This is according to sources. The U.S. military strikes on 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities did not destroy the core components of the country's nuclear program and likely only set it back by months, according to early U.S. intelligence assessments that was described by 7 people briefed on it. The assessment, which has not been previously reported, was produced by the Defense Intelligence Agency, the Pentagon's intelligence arm. It's based on a battle damage assessment conducted by U.S. Central Command in the aftermath of the strikes, according to a source. The analysis of the damage to the sites and the impact of the strikes on Iran's nuclear ambitions is ongoing and could change as more intelligence becomes available. But the early findings are at odds with President Trump's repeated claims that the strikes completely and totally obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment facilities. I hate when people start arguing about shit that we have to wait for and nobody knows about just yet. You know, it's like, did we completely flatten it? Did we not flatten it? I think only time will tell. You know, it takes a while to assess those things. Why sit there and argue about it? I don't know. President Trump today also claimed at a press conference that you can't move nuclear material like that so quickly, because we do know that there was a bunch of trucks and activity outside of Fordo moving things in and around those facilities. So a lot of people are saying it doesn't matter that they blew it up because they got all this stuff out and they'll just enrich it somewhere else. This is not like, it's not like we're making, you know, White Castle hamburgers. You know, it doesn't matter if you microwave them or you make them in the store. It ain't that. It's nuclear weapons. It kind of takes a little while to enrich all that stuff and get those facilities up and running. Why I don't care about this most of all is because it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if they completely destroyed it or if they just derailed it. Iran is done. They agreed to the ceasefire. If they had more cards to play, they'd be out there playing it. Unless the card they're playing right now is we'll agree to the ceasefire and then oopsie, surprise attack on somebody, then that would be one thing. But as far as we know, the ceasefire, after initially not starting off that great between the two sides, which led to Trump's famous F word now, his little F-bomb, is going to hold up, and Iran's coming to the table to talk to the United States next week. That's what we know at this current moment. So it's like, who knows? You know, and I also feel like, again, all those rumors about the Ayatollah leaving town because, you know, all his people have been killed and, you know, Israel took everybody out. He's 80 something, whatever. You know, it just feels like there's nothing. They don't have anything. So whether we derailed it by a few months or whatever, I think enough was done. Like, it doesn't make a difference. Enough was done. And hopefully this will be a peace that lasts long. And, you know, hopefully the Ayatollah, you know, keels over and dies and somebody new comes in who's better. That's the hope, right? That's the hope for everybody. Does anybody want the Ayatollah to be alive? I don't think even the Iranians do. I don't even think they really give a shit. There's like 10 people who care about the Ayatollah. I do care about the Shah of Iran, and that's the great Phil Leotardo. Him I care about. One of the best Sopranos characters of all time. Outside of that, I got no interest in all of it. You know? Christelle, I remember the first Ayatollah. Yeah, those were good times, I guess, right? The whole hostage crisis. How many Ayatollahs have there even been? I'm not going to lie to you. I forget. And it feels like there's been the same guy since 70, whatever, you know, I know it hasn't been, but it's like they wear the same thing, you know, they got the same head thing and the other thing they got the same beard. They're all wearing glasses. I can't pick them out of a fucking lineup. There could be 4 Ayatollahs. There could have been 47. I have no fucking idea. Does anybody really know? Who knows? You know, everybody talks about, oh, Biden's dead and there's an imposter taking him over. This one's dead. There's an imposter taking him over. The Ayatollahs are like Menudo. They just switching members all the time and nobody can keep track. We don't even know. Yeah, exactly. They're like Middle Eastern ZZ Top. It's just, I love ZZ Top. I can't name, one of them's Billy. I don't know. That's it. I can't pick them out of a line. I don't know who the fuck is who in ZZ Top. Again, ZZ Top, they got the beards and they wear those weird hats and shit. And they're all got guitars and they do this. And then that's it. I go, it's a good song. That's it. That's as far as I'm going to go with ZZ Top. You're not getting any more out of me. You know what I mean? Name this member of ZZ Top. Hey, go fuck yourself. I'm going to get it wrong. I'm not going to nail that one. No disrespect to the toppers, to the ZZ Tops out there and the fans. I'm sure they're great. You know, I'm sure knowing all of the ZZ Top people, you know, I'm happy for you people. I'm happy for you people. You know, by the way, somebody said I'm happy for, I was witnessing an argument and this guy goes, whatever, I'm happy for you, you know, or I'm happy for I forget what he said. I think he said, I'm happy for them. And I go, that's a phrase that people say all the time that nobody ever means. How many phrases do you think there are out there that people repeatedly say that it is 100% not true, false all the time? I'm happy for them or I'm happy for you secretly means, well, that's not me, so screw those people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, oh, you know, you should get a new car. Well, I can't afford it. Well, I got a new car. Well, I'm happy for you. You know, it's always like, that's like the most polite way to say, well, go fuck yourself. You know, happy for you is like, or I'm happy for them is never happy. You know, that is a never happy phrase. That is never like a true fucking statement. I'm trying to think. When I heard that earlier, I started writing all these phrases down. I'm not hungry. Yeah, that's a lie. That's always a lie. I'm not hungry is usually a lie. We're always hungry. We're always hungry. I've been, you know, we're going on a cruise at the end of August, and we've been watching like cruise videos, like cruise vlogs, like crazy, enough to the point where it feels like it's a problem. Feels like I should find like a 12-step program to get off of the cruise vlog thing. But I look at these people and all they do is eat. They just fucking eat all day. They go for breakfast and they have a after breakfast snack. Then they have a pre-lunch snack. Then there's lunch. Then there's like ice cream. And then they go to like an hour and a half passes and they go eat something else. They get like a muffin with a coffee. I'm like, wait. It's just proof that we could just eat all the time. We could just eat. If it's there, we will just eat it. You know, I think we would all be 900-pound obese people if our houses were automatically filled with food, like on a cruise ship. The fact that we just don't want to go shopping for ourselves is what keeps most of the country thin. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps most of the country thin. Bird says, I've said I'm happy for you and meant it every time. You know, when you say, hey, you know, I think I'm really, really happy for you. I'm happy for you. That could be genuine. But when you go, you know, if you say something like, "Oh, my old job used to have snacks everywhere." Well, I'm happy for them. That's always like, fuck that. Fuck your old job. You know, screw those people. Thoughts and prayers means nothing. Thoughts and prayers means something horrific has happened, and I am not in touch with my feelings. Therefore, I will say this to make it sound like I care. That is definitely thoughts and prayers. You know, we just got so locked into the thoughts and prayers thing. There's the thoughts and prayers meme is one of my favorite memes. It's like There's like somebody pushing a button. I don't know if it's Homer Simpson, like going to push the buttons. There's like two buttons, and one is like take real action and make a change, and one is like just say thoughts and prayers, and they pick the thoughts and prayers every single time. Every single time. Okay, this is another one I thought of. Take your time. Take your time is almost never meant. You know, I'm going to be a little late. Take your time. Take your time means you got to be shitting me. We agreed on a time. Why can't you be here? You know, take your time. Could be, you know, listen, there's different variations of it. Take your time. That means take your time. Take your time. That means I'm getting impatient. You got to hurry up. You know, you have got to hurry up. All right, let's see here. Lindarella, kind regards. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know. I've said that too. I say that shit all the time. Kind regards. What does that mean? I mean, I know what you are attempting to mean when you say that, but I really don't know what that means. Kind regards. You know. Same with give him my regards. Anything that has to do with regarding, I hate it. Hey, give him my regards. You give him your regards. Fuck you. I'm not a messenger. I'm not giving any. I decided a long time ago that I am no longer delivering regards. Okay. This ain't Amazon. You're not getting regards the next day. Okay. Forget the regard delivery. Give him my regards. You give him my regards. You got a phone? Text him. Text him your regards. You don't need me to give regards. I'm no regard messenger. Do you see United States regardal post office on my fucking jacket? No. Give him your own fucking regards. I'm not upset is always a lie. I'm not upset is always a lie. Hold on, let me look at Cuddles. Okay. When you go, everything okay? Yeah, no, I'm fine. You upset? I'm not upset. They are not fine, and they are very upset. They are very, very upset. They are very upset. Here's another one. Hey, you gonna be okay? I'm gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know if you know this, but we're all just hurling towards death. We're all just headed towards the, not to sound too grim, but it ends in death. The whole thing, everything, everybody, everything ends in death. That's not okay. You know, you think we're going to be all right? Well, we're not going to live forever. If we were, I would say yes. But the fact that we're all going to die, and some of us in a horrific manner, it is not going to be okay. You know, it is not going to be okay. Holy shit, Paul. This one's harsh. Love the new haircut. You know what's more fucked up than love the new haircut is, did you get a new haircut? That I don't love. Did you get a new haircut bothers me. Because it's like, that's like, are you pregnant? You know, did you get a new haircut? If you did get a new haircut, you're like, why didn't you notice? Why don't you look at me? And then if you didn't get a new haircut, where do you go? No. Because then the person's like, oh, because you look good today. What do I look like shit every other day? The fuck? You know, you should know if I got a haircut or not. I mean, some people, like women, sometimes like their hair is here and then they cut it to here. And then you're like, you're not going to know that. Like a dude is the same thing. It's like his hair is here and now his hair is here. You might not notice that. But a lot of people, you notice a haircut. Haircut's like a new, you know. Did you get a haircut is like saying, I know you got a haircut, but I'm too insecure to commit. I'm too insecure to commit to the full, I noticed your hair is different and I believe you got a cut. So, all right, you can take this sort of attitude and just shove it, okay? I don't... Now that we're talking about things we don't mean, this seems insensitive. I'm actually insulted by Anthony. You look really good. I don't know what you mean by that now. That was the wrong time to bring that up, Rhonda. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Did you lose weight? Thank you, Neil. Did you lose weight is, did you get a haircut times a million? You know what I mean? Did you lose some weight? Yeah. I guess, you know. did you lose some weight to somebody who is not actively trying to lose? Like, if that's not immediately followed by, thanks for noticing, I am down 5 pounds. That's tough. That is tough. Did you lose some weight? No, actually. Last night I had a burrito from Chipotle, so I've never felt fatter in my life. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Okay? No, I'm not upset. I'm fine. I'm glad you didn't mean to offend me. I'm happy for you. You know, that's exactly how that conversation usually goes. If you're going to approach somebody with, did you lose weight? Most people I interact with in the real world, I just go, hey, it's good to see you. That's it. And I have fine-tuned that good to see you, because nice to meet you will get you in trouble with somebody that you have met before. But good to see you is good for a first-time meet or a 50th time meet that you're just not so sure about. You know? And if I call you man, I have forgotten your name. You should know that. That's the truth. If we didn't have this podcast, I would never get to tell the truth ever, because you can't say these things in the real world. You can't tell people this stuff. You know? This is funny from Rhonda. Looks like more than 5 pounds. How about that for a retort? Did you lose weight? I think, yeah, I'm down about 5 pounds. It looks like more than 5 pounds. Well, what the fuck does that mean? What are you trying to say by that? You know? Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. I'm just goofing off. But thank you for the kind words. I appreciate you noticing. Nobody else has noticed that I dropped a few pounds, but you can't bring it up now. Not in this topic, you know. This is a good one from Paul. This is insulting. How long have you been single? That's like saying, hey, how long have you been a lonely fucking loser? I'd love to know how long. How long you've just been nuking microwave TV dinners. You know what I'm saying? How long have you just been making potato salad with extra portions? What? We're talking about things that, like, phrases that you say that you don't mean, or shit that's insulting. And how long have you been single? That's insulting. Yes, that's true. Cuddle said it's like telling a heavy girl you have a pretty face. Yeah, that is true. That's true. Or I always felt that way. Well, women can get weird with compliments, because, like, I've seen women go, I love your hair. And to me, that's a safe compliment. Hair, I love your hair is a safe area. You know, or I love your dress or something like that. Like, that's, you know, that's like your, you know, those are great shoes, that kind of shit. You know, I feel like that's always a bit backhanded when I hear a woman say that to another woman. Like, those are really nice shoes. They're kind of saying, like, those shoes are too good for you, and I should have those shoes, you know, because I'm better than you. That's why I feel like women are communicating. I could have a problem, you know. I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, how many months are you pregnant for? That I mean, everybody should know. Somebody told me somebody in the neighborhood was pregnant, and when I saw them, I still wouldn't commit. So I couldn't go to. I was about to say, "Oh, I should congratulate. I think this is the person who's pregnant," but it wasn't. If I only go to the pregnancy thing when you are about to pop, when you're about to, you got to be 4 days away from giving birth to me to be like, "Hey, congratulations on that baby." Other than that, I am not confident in it. By the way, I did know somebody who was asked if they were pregnant, and they were very not pregnant, and they were so hurt, and they were telling me the story, and the hurt in their eyes, I felt like, I don't know how to fix this. I didn't even do this, and I already feel horrible like I did do it. You know, they were just, and it was like, you could tell that they didn't even want to tell me, but they were just so hurt they needed to tell somebody, you know. That's basically that. Now, this is a good one from Christella. You look really great for your age. The fuck? What is that? What, would I not look good? You know, for how fucking old you are pulling it off, you know? Robin's funny. I eventually got over it, Aunt. That's pretty funny. Yeah, there's a lot of dudes that have pregnancy bodies out there, you know? That is kind of a thing. Paul, We have to get Paul new friends. Is this what people are saying around you? This is terrible. I wish I was confident enough just to let myself go like you. I've kind of heard, I wish I was confident enough to like wear that dress or to wear that outfit. And to me, that's a little backhanded. You know, that is a little backhanded. Robin, you're right. This is somehow a game for Erin to create. She could totally make a game. She could totally make a game out of this. All right, here's another one I wrote down. I don't mind. Yeah, you do. You know, you definitely mind. You mind if I take the last thing? No, I don't mind. You know, you're in your head, you're thinking, you selfish fuck. I know you ate more of those than I got to eat. You know. You mind if I turn the air conditioner up? I don't mind. Yeah, you do. You definitely mind. You definitely mind that shit. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want is a frustrating relationship fight phrase. You know, what do you think I should do? Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want is like your partner's getting tired of talking to you about this, and they want you to do what they want you to do. They don't want you to do what you want to do. They do not want you making that call. You know, they do not. The same thing with I have no preference. Or I feel like I wrote another one that was just along that line. What do you want for dinner? I have no preference. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know exactly what you want. You just want the other person to guess it. That is exactly what I have no preference means. That is exactly what I have no preference means. I don't give a shit or I don't care means you can decide. You know, that's the difference. I have no preference. You do. Or do whatever you want. You know what you want. Just going, I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care. That means, okay, you can decide and you can get away scot-free. You know? Yeah, at some point you got to just stop caring what people fucking say. Whatever is another one. Whatever sounds like it's nonchalant, but whatever is like, I'm going to strangle somebody if we don't change the topic. That's what whatever means. Stop by any time is another one. You don't want anybody stopping by any time. Yeah, stop by any time. You're in your mind, you're thinking, you inconsiderate son of a bitch. What are you doing here? And then you're like, no, anytime. Come back anytime. Oh, here's another one. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. That I have never meant that in my entire life. That has always come at the end of an email or a text when I'm like, I hope this is the last time I ever talk to you. I ever hear from you. And I just end it with, if you need anything else, let me know. Reach out whenever you need. You know, just reach out whenever you need. Oh, this is a good Seinfeld reference. You're as good looking as anyone else. You just need a nose job. That was Kramer. That was a great Seinfeld reference, Robin. Nicely placed. We haven't had, I feel like our Seinfeld reference levels have been down lately. Dixon Cider, love the name. With all due respect is what someone says when they're going to say something disrespectful. With all due respect, you're a fucking idiot. Okay. You're driving me crazy. But I just, Seinfeld has a bit on Curb where he goes, with that being said, that's the same thing. I love what you've done with the place. With that being said, you've got to remodel this whole room. That's always the connective tissue to here comes an insult. Here comes an insult. Do you like this shirt? It's good. It's okay. With that being said, you need to iron that shirt. That's basically like, you got to just take it off. Just take it off. We need to work on that. More Seinfeld and cuck chairs. I don't know. No, let's be honest. We've overdone it with the cuck chairs. That has been the. By the way, we were talking about the Diddy photos the other day, and I put the photo of his bedroom on the screen, and the cuck chairs where there was 2 chairs in his bedroom, and immediately everybody ran to a cuck chair joke in the live chat. And what's funny is YouTube will show you after a show, like sometimes I'll go look at the stats and everything. YouTube will show you like spikes in the, in the live chat, like the live chat will go like this and spikes. As soon as Diddy's photo of the bedroom with the 2 chairs went on the screen, it was the largest spike I had ever seen. Literally so many people watch this show and just don't comment. They don't leave comments. They don't live chat. They're just here and they just want to consume and they don't want to participate. And it's totally fine. In that instance, I really felt like everybody who was watching live dropped a comment and every one of them involved the cuck word in there. It's unbelievable. Thank you for your patience. Your call is important to us. Never in my life that telemarketers or customer service people ruin that phrase, because at one point people were like, literally, hey, thanks for being, I'm so sorry. Thanks for your patience. We're going to fix whatever this is. We feel really bad. We fucked up. That's what that used to mean. Now it's, we are fucking you over on something and we're just going to say this nice thing so that you don't drive to where we are and make a Liver King size threat at us. It's essentially what that is. That's really, really what that is. The call is never important to them. No. If you ask a telemarketer, and not a telemarketer, you ask a customer service agent, what is your dream scenario? And that their dream scenario is nobody calls. I would love it if just nobody called ever. That would be the best. That's a good day for them. Okay, this is a phrase that people say that they never ever mean. I'm not judging. Yeah, you are. We all are. We're all judging every second of the day. You remember RoboCop when they would go to that view of, now you're looking through RoboCop's lens and he's always like analyzing things and there's like pinpointing that's always going on. That is our brain with judgment. It is always going nonstop. I'm not judging you here, but that shirt is terrible. With that being said, you actually don't have a decent shirt in your entire wardrobe. We should get together soon. Maybe in your 20s, you could mean that. In your 40s, you do not mean that. You don't, we should get together soon. And you go, yeah, all right, call me. And you go, I will. That means we won't see each other for another 4 years. That's exactly what we should get together soon. We should get together soon. Yeah, we should. And then they go, the worst thing is they go, are you free next week? And you got to go, oh no, I'm not free next week. I just booked a colonoscopy. Was there everything okay? Everything is fine. I just don't want to hang out with you. And I would rather have a camera shoved up my ass than have to talk with you again after this. But listen, we should hang out soon. We're gonna, you know what? I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you. We're gonna make that happen. Yeah. I'll let you know I think this is the last one I have. I think I read all the other ones. I'll let you know is the other thing. Let me know what you want to do. Yeah, I'll let you know. If I tell you I'll let you know, I'm not, you're gonna have to ask me again. I'm not just coming right out with it. I'm not coming out right out with it. Oh, this is a good one. It's Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, birthday. You hear this a lot. It's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts means I am so disappointed at the gesture or gift that you have given me. So I'm going to say it's the thought that counts to try and salvage whatever this shit is. That it's the thought that counts. Is it? By the way, where are we counting these thoughts? Are they with the thoughts and the prayers? I've not seen a board that describes what the thought count is because it's not around. You don't see it. I'll call you. No. Same thing. I'll text you. No, you won't. You totally won't. You absolutely will not. I think that's all the phrases. I think we got all of them. You guys did a good job. on there. Oh yeah, this is a good one, Neil. This is a good one. Yeah. No offense, but offensive line. You know, that's exactly what that means. No offense, but is that what you're wearing? Is that what you're wearing today? You know, it's the thought that you didn't do what I thought was okay. It's exactly what it's the thought that counts means. Yeah, exactly. Now this is another one. I support the troops. To the troops, to the mothers of the troops. Fucking office callback line. Yeah, support the troops. That's another thing. Who's supporting the troops? I'm rooting for the troops. I think we're all rooting for the troops. Are we all supporting the troops? I don't think so. I think if everybody who actually supported the troops, everybody who actually says, I think everybody who says I support the troops, if they actually supported the troops, our troops would be driving around in Bentleys, because you know that's how much. You know, everybody says that. Nobody fucking. I'll give you the extent of most people's troop support. They donate their kids' Halloween candy to that one charity that brings the Halloween candy over to the troops in active duty. That's basically, that is, I would honestly say 95% of the troop support in this country. And the other 4.5% I'm going to call some sort of a sticker on the back of a car with a lot of other bumper stickers that say I support the troops. That's really it. There is 0.004% of the country that is actually giving money or some sort of supplies that our troops genuinely need at that moment. That is as far as the troop support goes. And you don't have to believe me. Just ask any troop. They will tell you. They'll be like, and listen, if the fucking troops, these poor young men and women are over in some weird country somewhere else. They're getting shot at. People are launching missiles at them, and you sent them a Kit Kat and a fucking letter. And they're sitting there going, well, I guess it's the thought that counts. You know, I guess they're trying to support the troops. This would have been better if it was a ticket out of this fucking country that I'm in at the moment, where they're not, you know, launching missiles at my face. That would be support. That's the kind of support I need, you know. I've been sleeping in mud for the last 3 months. I could have used a fucking blow-up mattress, for the love of God. You know, that's instead I got a fucking Mounds bar. You know, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Even this, what is there anything more insulting than giving a troop a Mounds? Send a fucking almond joy. You know what I'm saying? They all want that extra little crispy nugget in there, little almond. Makes the world go around. You know, prior to 1996 or whatever, this was true, but now people don't mean that. I didn't have sexual relations with that woman means I did horrible things to that woman behind my wife's back. That's exactly what that phrase means now. It has become to mean the exact opposite of that. All right, moving over to Scarlett Johansson to wrap up the old. Oh, and then I got to get to the Arnold thing. Scarlett Johansson was at a movie premiere, and she just goes up and kisses one of her co-stars. Like, I mean, lays a whopper right smack on the lips of this dude. Let me go over to the Vanity Fair TikTok here, because this was the first clip that I saw, and I'll share this with you. Thanks to the Vanity Fair TikTok for putting this out in the world for the people. They're bringing it to the people, that Vanity Fair TikTok. They're good. They're good. They are. Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. No. Okay. I'm going to go to E! News first, and then we're going to go to Vanity Fair TikTok is how this is going to go down. So I'm going to show you the kiss heard around the world. And you tell me if you think this is appropriate. Keep in mind that Scarlett Johansson is married to Colin Jost, not her co-star. And she just rolls up to him and gives him the biggest smooch right on the lips. The biggest smooch right on the lips. All right, hold on. Let me go. Here, watch. She walks over. Boom. It's the kiss on the lips, and it's the face grab. It's the face grab into the kiss on the lips. Credit E News on TikTok. Make sure you follow them. Give them a follow. They got great stuff. And look at, and also, okay, here's the other thing. Look at how tight his arm is around her back there. Take a look, see at that. There you go. Look at that. Look at that arm. Look at that. That's not, you don't go around that tight. You don't go around that tight. That is, we're crossing barriers here. Now, a couple of people here are saying some interesting things. And I found out this way, because when I first saw that, I go, well, that's really fucked up. That's really fucked up. And her husband was there. The dude that she's kissing, I don't know his name. I'm never going to know his name. I don't know who the fuck he is. But Paul's got it. Dude's gay. And knowing that that guy's gay doesn't make it any less worse for me. It doesn't. I get that it's like, well, he's gay. It's harmless. I understand that argument. That's still a pretty big smoocherooski, you know? Like, I don't know if I really want that. That's not, it's the same thing where like, this is another thing that disturbs me. Kind of along the same lines. Feels like it's a little weird. Somebody brings their dog by, or you see somebody and they got their dog, and their dog wants to lick your face. Okay, that's one thing. But when their dog starts licking your lips, and the person's like, "Oh yeah," and the person like is into it. What? No need for that. There's no need for that. First of all, that dog's tongue has been on their balls at some point that day. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, if the dog is going to lick anybody's face and lips, it should be their family, their people. Like, they could have just licked the owner's lips. Now they're licking their balls, and now they're licking your lips, and you've got that other person's lips and the dog's balls on your lips. How is that a good situation? How is that a good situation? I don't get it. I don't get it. So the guy's gay. That doesn't make it any less worse to me. I get it makes it a little less threatening, but still, I'm like, go to find out that she has kissed him on the lips at more than one Jurassic Park premiere, or Jurassic World, whatever the new movie's called. This is the second time she has kissed him on the lips. Now, let's go over to the Variety clip, and hat tip to the Variety folks for putting this on TikTok. At the same exact premiere in, I think this is London. Doesn't even matter where it is. Just dawned on me where this took place. Doesn't make a difference. But at the same exact premiere, she goes over to, I think this is Mahershala Ali. I don't know anybody's name. And says hi to him, and take a look at this interaction with Scarlett Jo and this dude. Sees look at this. Sees somebody know? Oh, friend zone hug. No kiss on the lips. Awkward space.
Cool, calm, and collected.
Explain that to me. Explain that to me. Why she's smooching up? Why is Scarlett Johansson smooching up one dude, and then she sees another dude? At least I don't know if that's his name. Is that Mahershala Ali? I think it is. It is. I got it right. Okay. So I know who Mahershala Ali is, barely by the skin of my teeth. And she's not kissing him, but the dude that nobody fucking knows what his name is, she's smooching that guy up not once but twice. Does that make any sense to anybody else? You know what I mean? I don't. Thank you, Neil, for the hell nah. Appreciate that so much. I see London, I see France. When you're in my cuck chair, you can't wear pants. That's pretty good. You need to make that into a full rhymey song. We should put that on a shirt. That's pretty good. That is really, really good. That might be on a shirt one day. Good for you, Bird. You're going to get 10% of the cut there. You're going to get some of those proceeds. Dixon Sider says, I'd be worried if I was Colin Jost. He's kind of a stud. Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. That's why people go, oh, he's gay. Well, but he's good-looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, gay or straight, everybody has a little liquor one night, after a late day of filming and goes, I don't know, should we put this in yet? Should we see where this goes? Should we play just the tip? Sexual preference goes out the window in those scenarios, especially in Hollywood. I feel there's no fucking rules there. It's just a weird, it's just a weird fucking thing. That's very uncomfortable. The fact that, and then so she goes on the Today Show earlier this morning because everybody was like jumping all over this. She goes on the Today Show early this morning and she's like, oh, it's nothing but love. I have so much love for him. And it's just, I'm just an expressive, I'm a lovable person. I'm a very loving person. Well, where was the love for Mahershala? Where was that love? Where'd that love go? Where was the hugs and the kisses on the lips there? It seems really weird to me. That is really, 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 really weird to me. Now, don't get me wrong. Nothing would make me happier than to see Scarlett Johansson's marriage fall apart and her car break down in front of our house and Cuddles and I have to console her. And in fact, no, not a chance. All right, never mind. Forget it. Won't even finish it. I also think it's weird that Scarlett Johansson did a Jurassic World movie. Like, I just feel like she used to be that like indie actress, and then it was like she got launched into the Marvel universe, and then it's like, I don't know, I guess I'll just do Jurassic World now. Feels like a weird, franchise for her to be, jumping in on, Maybe they're good friends, Aunt, says Christella. Yeah, maybe, but I don't. Do you kiss your good friends on the lips? I don't. I don't kiss friends I kiss Cuddles on the lips. That is the extent of my lip kissing. I don't want anybody else's lips on her lips, and I certainly don't want anybody else's lips on my lips. You know what I'm saying? It weirds me out to see her just go kissing a random dude. And again, people are not much better than dogs. You don't know where other people's lips have been just prior to you. We don't know where his lips have been. It could have been on a pork chop. It could have been on, another dude. Could have been on another chick. Either one is not. I don't want to kiss a lip because those lips could have been on somebody else's genitalia. And there's not a Listerine teeth brushing scenario that breaks that, There's just, I don't even want to kiss people on the cheek if their face has just been in close towards somebody else's genitalia. I wish there was some sort of warning that you just knew. Like, oh, wait, hold on a second. You go in for the hug and you go, hang on a second. Have you been around genitalia? Has your face been around genitalia? Because I'm getting a weird... I wish there was some sort of, they're getting those AI glasses now. There would be great to put a genitalia essence, alert in those things. Don't hug Brian. He's fucking, him and Sally's, don't go near, don't hug Brian. You're going to don't even high five him. You're going to give him one of those, not a full wave, the 2-finger up, hey, and move on. Move on. People put lips on asses. You know what I'm saying? And don't matter if it's a man's ass or a chick's ass. It's not where I don't want my lips to be the next thing. My lips to be the next thing on those lips after they just been in an ass. Dixon Cider. I kiss my friends on the lips that I want to bang. See, there you go. That's right. Yeah, that's usually the signal. We've all agreed if I kiss you, I would like to bang you. That's the sign. Who are these people going, oh, if I kiss you, we're just friends and it's very loving? No. That's what a hug is for. That's what a hug is for. You can't just change the definitions of these things, people, because then what? We're living in chaos and anarchy. All right, last topic of the episode, Arnold's big payday. I am fascinated by this. In the comments right now, in the live chat, Comment below. What do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger's biggest payday was? Out of all the movies that Arnold Schwarzenegger has done, what movie do you think gave him the biggest payday? He was on Watch What Happens Live the other day with Andy Cohen, and he gave an answer. I'm going to give everybody in the live chat a second to get it out there, to get their guesses out there. But he was on, what was it? He was on Andy Cohen Live the other night. Is it Andy Cohen Live or Watch What Happens Live? Yeah. Guess whose ass I licked just prior to giving you a kiss hello live. I think is what the name of that show should be. Paul, Ant's lips are sealed. You better believe it. You better fucking believe it. I feel like when I walk into a party of people that I haven't seen in a while, I wish I could wear that Bane mask. You know that mask that Bane wore in Batman? He started to sound like, are you Scottish? Like, why is Bane Scottish? I wish I could wear that in a party. Be like, sorry, I can't give you a kiss hello. I got the Bane face. I wish I could fucking wear that. I would even wear a cone into a party if it meant I didn't have to fucking hug. I would wear a fucking dog cone on my fucking head if I could avoid those awful fake hugs. Anyway, True Lies is a good answer. Kindergarten Cop is a good answer. Any one of the Terminators is a good answer. Definitely not Conan the Barbarian. He got fleeced on that one. Terminator 2. Terminator 1. Cuddles got it right. I don't know if anybody heard Cuddles and what she said. Here's I don't have the video for you, but I do have the audio for you. Here's Andy and Arnold on Watch What Happens Live, him asking him, what was your biggest payday from a movie? Take a listen to this.
Well, number one, it was Twins.
Yes?
Yeah, Twins, because we had got no money and no salary.
You got a piece
but
of the
with
back
ownership,
end.
exactly, a piece of the back end. And it was fantastic. We went all the way to the bank with that one, yes.
Did you make more than 20 million on that
Oh,
one?
yeah, much more. Come on now. It's a matter of the day.
More than 40 million?
It was more than that, yes.
Really?
It was more than
$40 million. And he says it was more than any other movie I ever made. Twins. And Danny DeVito, I'm assuming, because they were co-stars in that one, I'm assuming Danny DeVito got the same sort of a cut. That's huge. That is massive. Getting back end, and the other thing too is I don't know if they gave out a lot of back end in the 80s. I know it's something that's been practiced for a long time, but I feel like you get more back end deals now. Now you get paid and you get back end is basically the difference. That's kind of what happens. But yeah, that back end thing I don't think was really all that common, and certainly wasn't that much back then. But it really okay. Twins had a budget of $14 million in 1988, so pretty expensive. Twins, at the end of the day, grossed $216.6 million, over $216 million off a $14 million budget. That is massive. So could you imagine if he says he made over 40 million. So they had a pretty considerable piece of that box office. He also said later on in the interview that there was going to be a twins sequel. It was going to be called Triplets, and the third sibling was going to be, you know that? Eddie Murphy. How hilarious would that have been? Eddie Murphy. They were all set to make it, but Ivan Reitman was, I don't know if he was directing or he was exec producing or both. But Ivan Reitman passed, and so they decided not to do it. But yeah, for a while they were in talks there for Arnold Schwarzenegger Danny DeVito and Eddie Murphy. That would have been hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, and in a great point, Rhonda. In 1988, $40 million. Holy shit. I mean, just the compounded interest on that, you know. How much is $40 million in 1988 worth today with inflation and everything? Hello, McFly. Anybody home? What's going on with my chat GPT here? How much is $40 million in 1988 worth today with inflation and everything? What is going on here? Okay, I guess he doesn't want to talk. Is equivalent to about $102 million in 2025. Dear Lord, imagine getting paid $102 million. I don't even know if Iron Man's making that much money. Robert Downey, I don't know if he's making $100 million on a film. Kind of now the biggest actors are making $20-30 million per film. I don't know what Cruise is pulling in, but I think it's around those numbers. So imagine making $100 million. Holy cow. And then having that as everything goes up. Imagine if you put $1 million, if he took $1 million out of that 40 million and bought Microsoft or IBM or McDonald's or some shit like that. I mean, forget it. Forget it. You can't ever spend that fucking money in a lifetime. All right, that's it for us. Appreciate you guys as always. Fun episodes. The phrases that we say that we don't mean was definitely my favorite part. You guys really brought it during that portion of the show. Appreciate that as always. We'll be back with Friday. Oh, you know what I meant to ask you? Let me know in the comments, DMs or whatever. They came out with a list of the 100 best films. I don't know if it's Rolling Stone or New York Times. I forget who compiled this list, but they're going through the list of the 100 best films of this century or something like that. And it seems like a pretty interesting list. Like it's getting a lot of play on social. I've seen people comment on it a bunch. I haven't really watched any because as soon as I see something like that, I'm like, oh, maybe we'll talk about this. And then I don't want other people's opinions like infringing on my thoughts. So yeah, it's the New York Times 100 best movies of the 21st century. And they're releasing like 20 movies a day or 20 a week. You guys want to talk about that? That could be a fun list to go through. Let me know if that's something that tickles your fancy. You know, because I can go, I'm going to be honest with you. I could go either way with it. That basically means we're going to talk about it. I hope you guys are into it. All right, that's it for me. Enjoy that Thirsty Thursday. Back here for a Friday episode. We'll let it all hang out before we get into another weekend. Until then.
Show me potato salad.
I got nothing.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.